Stickyfingers July 16th, 2018. Okay, I haven't been out here in a couple days. Tell you what I expect to have happened out here. That little white hive there, hopefully it's showing up. That little white hive, it's got a few bees in it, and should have a couple queen cells in it at this point in time. There was one queen cell in it already. I stole some eggs from this hive right here and put them in there because they were on a little piece of comb. So I put that comb in between a little, a shallow frame. And because they don't have a queen in there at the moment, I'm guessing that they turned that into more queen cells, which is good because at the other end of the yard, I have one small hive that definitely doesn't have a queen or a queen cell in it. So hopefully they made one for me. We will find out. Anyway, inside, lots of sky pictures. Inside this one right here where it says hatch July 16th, there's probably a queen in there crawling around laying eggs. But I don't know for sure. We're going to take a look inside and find out. This side here was absolutely packed with cap brood. So what's that? Okay, that's just an aphid. Anyway, we're going to take a look inside and see what's lived and what hasn't, and what's growing and what's not. And see my pollen catcher there. Working pretty good. They're crawling through that. We'll open that up and put some pollen in to my pollen jar, and yeah, things are cruising. Okay, I'm gonna pause this and hopefully it doesn't time out. Okay, first thing I did, light my fire. I'm gonna go fill my pollen. That's the easiest thing to do first, and then from there we'll start tearing things apart and putting things back together as I see fit. For the moment, we'll leave this right here. And every now and again I'll come back and I'll turn it back on and I'll show off frame or something. For some reason, my pollen catcher catches a lot of dead bees. Well, some of them are still alive. It's also catching a fair bit of pollen, so it is working. So I'm going to call that a win. So far, the only thing going on inside this hive is they took all that brood I gave them and they capped it all. They tried to make some queen cups, but it didn't work. And so there's somebody in there laying drones trying to make queens out of the drones, which of course that'll never work, but they're trying. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with that. I might just kill the whole thing and move them into this one. We'll see. Now this is a good example of what happens when you don't have your frames in there correctly. You see that wild comb there? I'm not sure well you can see it, but it's zigzagging between the frames. That's a big no-no. We don't want that. So I get to fix that mess. The only upside to that is it tells me that they're climbing up through the queen excluder, which before they weren't doing that, so I guess that's a bonus. Okay. I'm making them mad here. But if you see this little frame here, I'm not sure about, there we go. This little guy here, all that is cap brood. So what that means is there's got to be a queen in there. I haven't found her yet. My luck, I probably never will. But I found a sign of her. But it's awfully packed in there. There's no place for them to lay anymore. So I'm going to move this one into the upper chamber with the queen excluder on top of it. So I want to make sure the queen's not on here for sure. And then they'll hatch out, and I'll put another one in there that they can fill out. I put in some other comb that she can lay in, and hopefully she'll fill this sucker full of brood. And so far that's a good sign. Looking inside the pink hive, we see it's right full of honey. That's a good thing. I don't know if it's right full of bees or not, but we're gonna hack her open and find out. Probably. Okay, Sticky Fingers take 2. Although I may make this take 1 because the first take wasn't very interesting. See that little bit of comb there? Hopefully that's showing up on the screen. Anyway, that was on the inside wall of the hive, so I scraped that off. But I left the comb there for the bees to pick through because you can see it's full of honey and nectar. And I want the bees to get the nectar. I just don't want them building comb on the side of the wall there. That's a bad thing. Because it's a styrofoam wall, and when you try and take comb off, it rips it. And later or sooner they'll lay eggs in that, and they can put a queen cell in that, and I wouldn't know about it. So, got to get rid of that. I took my pollen catcher off for a little while because the bees need the pollen in there to make their brood. So I can't leave the pollen catcher on there all the time. That wouldn't work. It looked to me like the queen cell that was in there hatched. I didn't see any eggs anywhere. So I hope she hatched. I hope she just hasn't started laying yet. So I left her some more comb in there to lay on. And I put in some brood. That was in... Which hive was it in now? It was in this hive on a shallow. On the bottom half of the shallow, they built some comb on there. So I broke that bottom half off, and it was full of brood. So I put the brood that was in here into here. So that'll keep that hive going while the queen gets up to snuff. Plus the queens love to lay in previously laid in cells, so hopefully that'll all work together in tandem. So that'll stay strong and the queen will come back. Because like I said, the queen cell that was in there was open. So it looked like it'd been cleaned out. So I honestly don't know if she hatched or if they rebelled against the unborn queen, but that doesn't seem likely. So hopefully she just hasn't started laying yet. And hopefully that's a brand new baby hive. I didn't check in on this side, but there is a laying queen in there. I don't really want to mess with her too much if I don't have to, because I might accidentally squish her. This one here says hatch July 16th, and it is July 16th. And I did find some brood in there on the one shallow. So I moved the shallow up to here, brushed all the bees off because I couldn't find the queen, so she should still be in there. There's a lot of comb in there with honey in it. So I removed the honey frame and put in another frame with some comb on it so she has a place to lay. How well is that going to work? I don't know. We'll come back another week and check her out. It's supposed to check roughly every 10 days because that's how long it takes them to form a swarm cell if they're going to swarm. So we'll come back next week sometime, and we'll see how that hive's doing. I gotta go check my other side. I still don't have an extra queen cell to put in the other side, so that one hive I may just have to amalgamate them both into one. We'll see what happens. Anyways, Sticky Fingers out. This may or may not be the only video I post today. We will find out. Or this could be the second of 3 videos. It varies. Okay, catch you later.